Hello, everyone. This is Ali Azzeddin. I'm so excited to be with you today. It's a busy day. We're doing many sessions today online via Zoom in English or in Arabic. And so I'm so excited to introduce you to Ambra. I have met Ambra maybe 2 years ago, and I saw her Instagram page, very inspiring page, and she organizes trips to Reggio Emilia to learn about early years. And then when I got in touch with her for the first time, the date they didn't really work. And then this year, finally, after like 20 years of hearing about Reggio Emilia, I had a chance to travel and to go there and to learn with Ambra and this amazing team. So, Ambra, how are you?
I'm also excited to be here. I'm super happy to also share these reflections about our trip. It's actually my first time, as usually I talk and meet the participants beforehand, but
Yeah.
never after it. So it's exciting for me too to be here. Nice to meet everyone as well. Right now I'm in Bali. I'm leaving at the end of this month to Reggio again, and I will be there until mid-October as I'm organizing other trips.
We will talk about these. Don't tell them about
Yes, yes,
everything
yes,
now.
yes.
So, so
Um,
for all the early years educator who are interested in going and learn really with an expert from Reggio Emilia, because this is the beauty
exactly.
of the trip with Ambra. Ambra is from Reggio Emilia, and then she used to work in the early years centers in Reggio Emilia. Currently, she's in Bali. And so last May, I had a chance, as I said, to go to do this trip, to do it was a full week kind of a study tour. I did 3 days. I'm fully inspired. And then after the trip, I contacted Ambra and I said, Ambra, you know what? Let's do a session after the trip, invite educators, inspire educators. And this is our role to share the learning, to spread the passion. So let's start with the first learning experience. So you have all these words related to Reggio Emilia. You can see them on my screen. So let's check with everyone. Are you able to see all these words on the screen? Image of the child, third teacher, environment, documentation, provocation, 100 language, open-ended material, wonder, presence, curiosity, agency, listening, and community. I'm going to start with Ambra, and then you're going to the breakout room to have a quick discussion. So, Ambra, which word really attracts your attention from this list of words?
It's difficult
It's
because they are
difficult, I know.
so so meaningful, all of them. But because actually everything starts from a very strong image of the child as competent and capable, and all the work that we do at every level of our operation is actually reflecting a powerful image of the child. I will choose that one to begin.
Okay, so Ambra is choosing image of the child. In the previous session, I choose the slow down, but we don't have a slow
Mm.
down here. So
Mhm.
I'm going to pick the word curiosity because we all know that kids, they are very curious. And then maybe our role as teacher to nurture this curiosity. Usually what we do, we stop this curiosity by telling them, stop asking questions. So it's a very interactive session. I'm going to give you like 3 minutes in the breakout room. I'm going to invite you to go to the breakout room, have a discussion, which word really connects to you, and then come back after 3 minutes sharing with us. So if you are in a breakout room where the people, they are not talking, just look at the list of the word and then find the word. You will share it after the breakout room. So here I'm going to pause the recording. Very good. So Ambra, how was the discussion in the breakout room? You are on mute, Ambra.
I was saying that was so interesting because they were connecting curiosity, provocations, and listening. And
Yes.
provocations also, someone said that we can provoke children's thinking through open-ended questions. That was beautiful. and how much was important the listening to the children.
Very good. So we started with words connected to the language of Reggio, and now I'm going to take you to some quotes, of course, by Loris Mala Guzzi. And so the quotes are going to be shared on the screen, and then I would like you to read the quotes. I added them also in the chat. And then, where do you see this in your own practice? So, read these quotes and then reflect, where do you see this in your own practice? If you are an early years educator, the child has 100 languages, 100 hands, 100 thoughts, 100 ways of thinking, of playing, of speaking. Where do you see that in your own practice? Nothing without joy. Play is the work of childhood. It is how children make meaning and grow into the world. And number three, stand aside for a while and leave room for learning. Observe carefully what children do, and then, if you have understood well, perhaps teaching will be different from before. Very inspiring quotes. And
Yes.
maybe I can start the discussion with Ambra. Which one really connects to you? Quote number one, quote number two, quote number three. I'm sure you're going to tell me the three, but pick something and unmute yourself.
All of them are so powerful. I love the last one um, because it's not so obvious for many teachers. We believe most of the time that we have to interact a lot with the children, talk a lot, being participative inside of whatever is the learning opportunity that the children are offered to. But sometimes, step back and just take that time for observing is also very important.
So in the chat, let us know to which quote you really connected. Quote number one, quote number two, quote number three, and then we will continue with a new discussion and a new idea that we are going to unpack together. So let's see. Some people they wrote three. Hello, Dalal. Some people wrote one and two, three. Again, all of them. So I find like quotes are very powerful. And again, if you are preparing for the start of this academic year in the region here, like Middle East, the Gulf, and Europe, you can start with some quotes to unpack with the teacher, and then create a kind of a common understanding. Reggio is also where we say in the environment is the third teacher. And so I would like you to, again, I tried to put some photos, inspiring photos. I came back from the trip with hundreds of photos. And by just looking at these shelves, that they are really open, they are really well designed, organized, attractive. This is your next welcoming. Yes, Dalal. So this is your next discussion. I would like you to go to the breakout room for the next 5 minutes. The environment as a third teacher. Spaces are designed to provoke thinking, collaboration, and exploration. Materials are open-ended and intentionally chosen. What does your learning environment communicate to your children? So let's go have a chat in the breakout room. Hopefully, you will discuss, you will interact. So if you are not able to participate with an open microphone, maybe put your ideas in the chat and have a kind of a discussion in the chat via the chat. So the question is in the chat. What does your learning environment communicate to your children? Are you all the time inside in a small learning environment? Are you in an open learning environment? Share your experiences. You're coming from different schools, different countries, and then I will see you in 5 minutes. Let's go.
And here we have some documentation of previous projects that we have been working on. This is a map that have been studied. Has this been a project? We studied visual maps, aerial view maps, and then the children made a big one in collaboration together, and are all the roads that are taking them to Bloom, to the school. There is also the airport somewhere. So it's extremely interesting. I show you
Ambra, before you
more.
move, because you were in a really nice corner, if you can go back to the map, I can
Yeah,
see you. I can see also books. And this is really very
yeah.
inspiring. This is what I noticed when I visited like the center, when I visited these nurseries. I even found books in the toilet. So can you tell us a little bit about the role of the books in the learning environment?
Yeah, it's definitely for us, books are inviting the children to have an early approach with literacy, first of all, but also to find information and part of their knowledge where they are able to research by themselves. We also have books in our toilets because we want to give to the children the possibility to have a relaxing time as well, as we believe that education is 360 degrees everywhere. This is another project that we have been doing about eyes, and it involved also digital literacy. Sorry. And there is documentation all around. This is a um, museum of nature that have been created by the children with insects and animals that they were find around also in their home and bringing to school. And through research, they actually give them their scientific and studied their scientific names. So we have them to be investigated through digital and analogical microscopes, but also magnifying glasses that they can find as well in, I don't know if it's visible, sorry. Then they can find on the shelf and they can pick to investigate more. So we have also different type of magnifying glasses as well. And
I love that. I was not expecting a kind of a real life tour in an environment.
well,
So it really makes it very,
and
very concrete.
yeah, and this is that is a corner with the clay and pottery. As you can see, there are also cooking tools because we use unconventional tools for the children to explore clay, for example. And this is the last one. Sorry. And this is a project that is happening right now about rocks, as they are
Nice.
researching about the differences of rocks and type of rocks. I wasn't expecting that as well, so I wasn't really prepared. But just to have an idea how the environment is changing during the year as well, depending on what are the projects that the children are working on. And is extremely intentional and is co-created with the children.
Great. They are asking about sharing photos from your classroom. I'm going to tell them go to Zero Say Instagram page. It's full
Yeah,
of photos and it's full
exactly.
of inspiring
Maybe
videos,
I can put
Fatima.
it
Yes.
here, like
And then
zero style.
for yeah, so Ambra will put the link of Instagram in the chat. I will share it also at the end. And for the people, I'm sharing my PowerPoint because of the breakout room discussion, and then you can be in the meeting. So at the top of Zoom, if you are not familiar with that, you can click on the meeting. So you will see Ambra, you will see myself doing the chat and unpacking. And then if you click on the PowerPoint, you will be seeing the question that I just shared, which is the learning environment as a third teacher. So this is the Instagram page, and we continue, Ambra. We're going now to move to the following discussion. So again, same structure. I'm going to send the people to the breakout room so they can discuss the question, and then we will come back and then unpack the question together. So in Reggio, we started with the keyword, and then Ambra, she selected the image of the child. And so when we are looking at the image of the child, children are seen, now you are on the PowerPoint. So children are seen as capable, curious, and full of potential. Active participants, not passive receiver. How does this compare to what do you see at your school? This is our second discussion in the breakout room, and this photo is taken from my visit to Reggio Emilia. And so as you can see, materials are in the garden. The child is working and developing an artwork. And then in the third kind of the layer of what you are seeing, we have an artwork showing the galaxies, because the students were learning about galaxies, Earth, space, universe. And again, yesterday, maybe some of you have seen the eclipse. So this is also something that you can again live and explore when you are visiting the schools in Reggio in collaboration with Ambra. So let's go. 5-minute discussion in the breakout room. Please make sure you open your cam, you open your mic, and you really interact, because this is the beauty of being from all over the planet and having all these kind of discussion. So 5 minutes, and I will see you after 5 minutes. We will unpack this question with Ambra together. Enjoy the discussion. Let me go here. So Ambra, you were in the breakout room and you were discussing the image of that child. So what would you like to tell us more about the image of that child?
So in the breakout room came out a lot children as protagonists of their learning, and this idea of documentation, and to have the results of what the children are working on actually visible. So their learning visible as well. And they were saying how this can allow the children to self-assess themselves, but also how some of them they are using documentation as co-evaluation of the child and teacher of their learning journey, and how can this allow the children to revisit their learning, but also bringing on self-reflections on the learning journey. I want to just add a little bit more, as depending on the children's age, when they start to be around 5 years old, what we use here at Bloom is to have the children to, and sadly I don't have it here, otherwise I wanted to bring it, but I wasn't prepared for that. It's okay. We have templates actually that we offer to the children that are very, very simple and allow the children to write their learning intentions. So the child is committing to their learning intentions and choose which materials they need in order to learn this specific topic. And at the end, they will sign. They will sign. These learning intentions are hang at the wall. They are visible by all the children. These learning intentions are grouped up because we work in small groups. And the child is accompanied and facilitated by the educators, the teachers, in order to self-reflect on their learning journey and see what were their challenges in learning whatever they wanted to learn. And how did they manage to cope with this challenge and overcome the challenges? Or if they, at the end, they learn something else that was their planning, yeah, but the child is committing and the educator are addressing the children there, until when in our pre-primary, that is a mixed age 4 to 7 years old, that are is for the children that they are still in early years and but moving to primary. The parent teachers conference are replaced by parent teacher children conferences because the children are actually presenting um,
Word.
their own learning journey.
Yeah.
And this is the age also where educators can co-document with the children. And sometimes I hear many times educators saying that they don't have the time to document um, to document as much as we do, yeah, because our walls are full of documentation. But what we miss is also that there is a lot of space for us to document, to co-document with the children. And this it goes back again to the image of the child. Everything that we do reflect a very competent, capable image of the child. We see how we see children as capable and competent, and that's why we listen to them, and that's why we are actually documenting their own voices and allowing them to revisit their learning. So, for example, some documentation like this one that is about the children project about sounds. That's why also there is some materials for them to listen to their voices. You see that it's at the children's level. Yeah, it's at the children's level, and sorry, because they're working also on microphones and listening to their voice. And here is documented as well what they say, so they can reread what they said, their words, and as well like their own drawings. So we see how everything around us, the environment, and each level of our operation reflects always a very powerful, competent image of the child.
Ambra, thank you again for showing this clear example from the classroom. And a question, they are coming in few minutes. What I would like to do now, I would like to do an exercise in the chat. So you're not going to the breakout room. I'm going to put two images taken from two different schools. And then in that chat, let me know what comes to your mind. And this is what do I have. So what do
Mm.
you see? And again, you can choose the PowerPoint if you were in the meeting. So Ambra is showing me that this is a nice
Very
choice
interesting.
because
Hello.
this was added. This was added to the presentation. I didn't share also this with you. So
Yeah.
image one, working with loose part. We have a little child or even an adult. And then we have the image two in a corridor in a KG classroom. What do you notice? What attracts your attention? So Salha is talking traditional and open-ended, many medium, different outcome in the first picture. Teacher work on the bears and not the student. Put more ideas. Yes, in the chat. We are a big group. What attracts your attention when you are looking at these two photos? And again, make those connection. Do you still go to your school and you find picture number two? Fatima is saying picture one inspires more creativity, creativity versus coloring. Dalal is saying it's the same copy paste in picture number two. Picture number one, we have more creativity, more agency, it's more personalized. And so this is really what we are looking at. If we want that the student to be creative, they are capable, they are agentic. So what kind of learning experiences you're offering them? And the beauty of the tour, again, with Ambra, I'm not doing an advertisement, but this is the reality. You see this in action. You're going to see the student in their classroom with their teacher working on this project. And this really shape your beliefs and your perspective. So Ambra, what would you like to say about this picture? I know that chat is on fire. A lot of ideas are being given, and let's hear.
I definitely believe that the first image reflects a more competent image of the child, as in the second picture, where is the child? If I give to the child something that I pre-design and they just have to copy or simply
Copy.
attach and do what are my expectation. That is a stereotypical image of a teddy bear. It looks like, I'm not sure. But when we give them copy and paste type of work, how do I see the child? How do I see the uniqueness of the child? How do I see the perspective about the world of this child? How do I see how this child is seeing a bear or even a teddy bear if I want to see, like, what is the point of view of the child in here? I don't see it. So, how this can open a window on the inner world of the child? Where is my enthusiasm to discover? Where is my curiosity to discover who is this child? And also, what kind of like documentation do I give back to the parents? Where is their child? How can I give them an image of child that is competent in my school? And for the children as well, is this like respectful for them? I mean, this for me is,
Beautiful,
yeah.
beautiful question from Ambra. And let's continue this journey, reflecting on my trip to Reggio Emilia and the small focused group. It was not just visiting school. Look, the chef Ali in this photo. Omnia will love this activity because we've learned how to make pasta from scratch and then we ate the pasta for the dinner. So the trip, when we're traveling and when we are learning, it's not only about again what's happening inside the classroom, but it's also about the experience that we create. And so here I wrote learning through togetherness, culture as living curriculum, connection beyond the classroom, shared meal as a shared learning. So, Ambra, what would you like to tell us about this unique experience that you create also for the participant who go spend a week in Italy and live together if you want?
Yeah, I feel that culture is a very important part of our pedagogical identity. And as Reggio says, you cannot take an approach and replant it in a different culture and copy and paste it. Because Reggio, for example, it requires us to intertwine the culture of the territory, of the land, with the curriculum, with the approach. So I think that is very important that when we go to a place and learn about their pedagogical approach, we need to understand also the culture and the subculture of the place. So that's why partly of my trip involve to be in a real home, in a family house, in a estate with old woman that is originally from that place, is actually a relatives of mine, these ones, and cook with them and eat with them and share a meal. I feel that is absolutely important because there are so many level of culture in this, and as well because anytime we use our hands, it's an atelier that is happening. This can be an atelier of taste, as we can identify it. The other part is that practice is absolutely important in order to open reflections on how to re-implement practice that we observe. So that's why in the trip, as you said, Ali, I bring educators to not just listen to seminars, but also to not just visit schools, but visit schools that are alive with children and teachers in action. I want them to see how the teachers are actually educating the children. I want them to see how a provocation is set up. I want them to see how actually a project is unfolding.
Yeah.
I think, yeah,
So
these are very
again, you
important
see,
parts.
those trips, they impact us as educator and they become a beautiful memory. And then you start spreading the word because this is again a great kind of learning experience. So what's happening next? I just added your website in that chat. Hopefully we inspired some people, and
Uh,
we will do quickly a Q&A before we wrap it up because I have another session in 10 minutes. So Ambra, what's happening next?
I'm really excited for this trip. So I'm going to Reggio soon and then waiting my groups coming. And I find this group in October extremely exciting. It's also my first time that I do this type of tour. Every time I do a tour, I change something.
And you have something
So
new, yes.
yes,
Because
exactly
at
something.
my time, we had like 3-day tour, 4-day tour, 5-day tour. Now I can see you're reaching 6.
Yes, and because this time I open 2 days for 3 people per day
Mm,
only to have one full day in school as
wow.
job shadowing.
Mm.
So they can be with the teachers, with the children for one day, for one full day. It's open just for 3 participants per day, sadly, because this is the maximum that the school can welcome. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
Very good. So more details on Ambra website. I'm reaching my last slide. Reggio Emilia is not a model to replicate, but an invitation to rethink how we see children's. I'm happy to listen to one question or two questions if anyone would like to comment, and then we wrap it up. So let's see. You are all now welcome to ask, to comment, to say anything about this session, and hopefully we inspired you. So any comments, you can raise your hand, you can put a question in the chat. So what would you like to tell us?
I saw that someone was also asking something before, but
Yeah, we had many comments in the chat. So, and this really a little. Whenever I read this comment, I'm a little bit sad because in some schools, Ambra, we have teacher assistant, and then the teacher assistant they do all the work for the kids, and then we display it in a kind of a perfect way. And this is really our role to educate teacher assistant and really to explain for them. They are here maybe to observe, to ask a question, and not to do the job that the kids they need to do. Any comment on that?
This needs a shift in the mindset. Like as
Of course,
teachers and
Khadija.
assistants, they need to
Yeah.
accept that child's work as is. Like shouldn't be perfect. If they don't want to finish coloring, it's fine. If they don't know like how to draw something, it's okay. We just have to accept that.
And this is the whole idea of the image.
Now,
How
some people were telling me that Reggio Emilia is only for like preschoolers, infants, toddlers. Well, I teach second graders, so I wanted to attend this session to learn more about it. But I think it is applicable, like learning about spaces, material, light, how to inspire kids. And you just gave me an inspiration now when I saw the picture about cooking pasta, because like sometimes when we learn about continents and oceans, like we get cookie dough and use it to make the cookie, to make the continents map. But now I thought, like, why don't we make it from scratch? Like we can get the flour and the stuff, and they bake their own cookie. They make it, and they can also learn about measurement. While doing so, and then use it to make their continents. So you just gave me an inspiration.
Great, great, Khadija. So, this is all that we prepared for today. So, Ambra, what would you like to say as a final word?
thank you very much for everyone for joining. And I hope what we shared tonight, even if it's very brief and here and there, is going to inspire you and give ignite a little bit of enthusiasm for our daily job.
Very good. Thank you, everyone. What's next? If you are a PYP coordinator, I'm doing a session related to the PYP coordinator, and then we're discussing an Arabic book. If you are an Arabic speaker, later today, you can find all the details on my social media. Salam, everyone. Thank you, Omnia, also for being here. Thank you, Ambra. And stay
Thank
tuned
you.
because we are preparing something for 2027. So keep an eye on what's coming soon, and hopefully we will share with you at the beginning of the next academic year the details. Omnia, do you want to say anything?
I'm just very impressed. Thank you so much, Ali and Ambra, for organizing this. And I am still planning to be in Reggio Emilia in September, inshallah. So I hope to
Exciting
see you,
time.
Ambra, in person, inshallah. Thank you, Ali, for opening this new horizons and these opportunities.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
everyone.
So
Thank you.
that's all for today. Bye bye, everyone. Stay connected.